This is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra, the true successor to last year's Fold 7. Now Samsung is calling this their Ultra Foldable, and after going hands-on, there's a lot here that's genuinely a step up from last year. It's not revolutionary, but it's a lot of good refinements. So first, the physical design. Samsung is calling this their slimmest fold ever, and picking it up, it does feel about the same as the Fold 7 because that was already really slim, but this comes in at a little bit slimmer at 4.1 millimeters when unfolded, 8.9 when folded, and 215 grams. They've reworked the hinge and magnetic mechanism specifically to reduce the pressure needed to open and close it, and you can feel this in the hand when you're using it. It opens smoother than previous generations. They've also introduced something called Flex Titanium technology. So essentially it's a titanium alloy film paired with a titanium plate underneath the display. Now the idea is strength and flexibility without adding any bulk, and that's going to give you a flatter and more uniform folding surface. This is essentially meant to solve one of the harder engineering challenges with foldables, durability, without sacrificing that thin profile. Display-wise, you're getting an 8-inch inner display and a 6.5-inch cover display. Both are 120Hz AMOLED, and Samsung's pushing peak brightness to 3000 nits with their Vision Booster for outdoor visibility. And there's an important detail here that I want to talk about, and that's the anti-reflective coating, which is only on the inner display. That's okay, I'm fine with it, as long as they have it right. It's the same as the regular Fold 8, so that big, beautiful, unfolded screen, it's going to handle glare and bright environments really well. And just on my first impressions, it definitely is a huge step up from not having an anti-reflective coating. But again, that cover display doesn't get it. Maybe it'll get it next year, who knows. So I want to really test this out when I do get my hands on this device and I get to go through my thorough review. But stay tuned and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because lots of content is coming very soon. The cameras also are pretty good, at least promising, I'll put it that way, just on first impressions. So you're getting a 200 megapixel main camera, a 50 megapixel ultra wide, and a 10 megapixel telephoto with 3x optical and up to 30x what Samsung calls space zoom. Samsung's Pro Visual Engine is doing advanced AP processing specifically for things like nightography video, and you've got the CineLUT with 4 preset cinema styles built right into the camera app. Sweet. Plus APV codec. Sweet. That's coming from the S26 Ultra. So that's awesome. And then flexible 8K shooting and editing is going to be here as well. So yeah, if you have a foldable and you want to make content, I think this is going to be a great device to do so. Now the performance and the battery, I can't talk too much about the battery life because I have to test it, right? But the performance as well, see how well it does. But it's going to do pretty good based on the S26 Ultra, because this also has the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, 12 to 16 gigs of RAM. Only the 1 terabyte model has 16 gigs of RAM. Everything else has 12 gigs. And Samsung did bump the battery capacity to 5,000, which is a good upgrade from 4,400. And also, wire charging is now faster at 45 watts. So Samsung, good job. Thank you for listening, and hopefully we see some great improvements in the battery life. And also, you get 20 watts of wireless charging. And I'm not just the only one. Battery life has been one of the most consistent complaints about Ultra Foldables in past generations. So seeing Samsung actually address it directly with a real capacity increase and faster charging, it's going to be a pretty good improvement. And obviously, like I said, I'm going to have to put this through real world testing to see how it holds up with heavy use. But yeah, it's on par with the S26 Ultra, albeit it's not the same charging speeds. It's not 60 watts, but that's okay. And then we have some AI features, with Now Nudge and Gemini notebooks. They're being built into the experience, designed to anticipate what you need next rather than making you dig for it. So I kind of want to spend more time with this before I kind of understand and judge how useful it is from actual day to day. But overall, my first impressions of the Note 8 Ultra, they're looking promising. Small refinements, but the refinements that we were looking for, the performance, the battery, the camera, and even the improved design. Yeah, this is going to be a good device. Now, the pricing, it's a little bit expensive. It's around like $2,100 starting, but we'll make it through, right? A lot of devices are going up in price, so there's really nothing we can do about it there. But yeah, stay tuned. Definitely be sure to superman the like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel out a lot. It will help push my content out to more people. Subscribe to the channel as we're making our way towards 100,000 subscribers. It truly means a lot. And it's all thanks to each and every one of you for watching, for liking, for commenting, that I was able to make it out to Samsung Galaxy Unpacked this week. So thank you all, and I'll catch you all in the next video.